just checking in with you guys. I'm going to give you a quick update, quick price analysis, just give you overall thoughts, ideas, opinions on the market, see where we're at today. Okay, so let's hop into this. We're not going to take too long with this today. Okay, we're going to get to the point. We're going to discuss, actually, today we will go into a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of ETH, a little bit of Hina, and a little bit of Kuma. Okay, Bitcoin and ETH, as you know, is like the innovators of the market, so their direction is something that must always be acknowledged at times. Okay, so we're going to jump into the Kuma. We're going to jump into the Kuma. Okay, see where we're at with that. Today we're down 4.0%. Okay, our main support level, was at the 30. Honestly, we talked about that multiple times. The Kuma and the Hina was at the 30 actually, and we've broken below that. Okay, so currently, as far as just looking at the market and overall market here, pull back a little bit, Why this market is not in depth? I like my market, I like it being in depth a little bit. Okay, so with the Kuma, I'm looking at, we had the market honestly was on a great pullback, slight correction, stuff of that nature. But honestly, guys, I see Kuma, as far as I want us to regain that 30, I still believe that's our main support level. We haven't dived under it too far, but definitely 25 is now holding up. I'm not saying I'm satisfied with that, but that's just being realistic. 25, we've been holding above that new support level, and I'm looking for us to break out and gain some traction, momentum. Looks like we're on a good uptrend besides this. But like I said, with the markets, yesterday's news and the market sentiment, things of that nature, we're gonna go into a couple things here. Okay, a couple different things. All right. So with that being said, guys, what I want y'all to keep in mind, as far as Kuma holder wise, we've been hovering around 25,000 holders for a couple days, guys. Okay, I think Kuma's more on a cool off. The run up was phenomenal, so I see a cool off, a cooling period. I want us to catch some good consolidation. Honestly, with the Kuma, I definitely want us to get some good consolidation. That would be amazing for this project right now, especially after the run up. I'm looking for us to establish a pattern of straight consolidation. Honestly, that'd be pretty cool. As you can see with the run up, we've just we've definitely kept above that 25 since the pullback. Okay, so that is the major thing I'm looking at. We've had a great run up since the pullback. You gotta look at, guys, we just had this run up. So it's just, as a lot of times I see a big run up, I always look at the aftermath. It's like, what is left? What is going on? We're gonna have a pullback. Where do we stop at? And looking at this chart, guys, I still see a nice uptrend going. And I'm still keeping my eye on that 30, guys. I believe this is just a few days above, and we just bounce back up that and keep that support level going. That'd be great. I don't even see us getting tugged to 25 too much. So time will definitely answer that for us. Okay, so we're currently 52.2% down from our all-time high. Our trading volume, guys, is ridiculously low. This is one of the lowest trading volumes we have seen, having these discussions in a week or so, So we have to be in mind of that. Just keep that in mind, okay? Just keep that in mind. Trading volume is low. Our market cap is still up, so that's pretty cool. If you're here for the first time, please hit your like button, ring the notification bells, and comment Kuma Klan Diamond Hands. Hina Inu Diamond Hands. Okay, so it's not, as far as holders goes, I mean, we just had a great burn. The holders they've risen, and they just, it's like this, we've been hovering around this 130-ish, 120-ish, 144-ish type of thing for a couple days. Okay, I'm used to, I love, even, it's kind of funny because when we had most of the FUD rolling in, it's just like our holders was piling up during that period. So I'm looking at Kuma as finding its consolidation period. Honestly, I see it finding its consolidation period, which is very, very important. Okay, these are things we must keep in mind. And That's about it right there. I one thing I learned about these coins is this also, guys. We're gonna talk about this. This is very important for everybody, no matter which coin you're in. If you're here for the first time, hit your like button, hit your notification bells, and comment Kuma Clan Diamond Hands. This is the utmost important thing I will state right now. Okay, now when we see cryptos that grow, develop, they expand, they blow up, etc., things of that nature, right? When I see things like that, people become oblivious to the fact of with these crypto games, right? You're gonna have a run up, you're gonna have your whales sell off. Well, by the time they get back in, because we talked about this, the chasing, we talked about the chasing of the stock, as far as the swing traders. That's really what it is, The whales is this big top dog swing traders, big whales swinging in the ocean, if that's even possible. But we talked about that because, you know, with these types of projects, right? Like you said, guys, you get a run up, you sell off, you hoping for a pullback, and it just keeps running up and you lose it. By the time you buy back in, what happens? Your coin shrink. So when the FUD was going on, I'm looking at this consolidation is coming from that. Not because of the FUD like it was true, but when the FUD went on, what happens when you have FUD? You have a failure to communicate. You have a quiet Twitter channel. That was kind of, I believe this project will be a little bit more ahead. It's still going in a great direction regardless. But I believe it would be ahead, and maybe the developers had an ultimate plan for that. But with the FUD going on, you had people that likely sold out during the FUD, which is obvious. I had guys commenting on my channel, oh my God, people losing money. So, it's pretty obvious. Multiple people sold out during the FUD and the website thing. So when these people sold out, what happens is the website goes up, the stock runs off on them. And we have to think. Common sense is not very common, but it should be. We could do technical, we can talk all, but the average person in these space is not into all of that, okay? So when it ran off, the people that sold off are now looking for an entry point. And when they keep looking like, dang, you know what? Damn, dude, I had 100 billion coins. And, I still have more money than I started, but I want to buy in. But dang, I'm only going to get 80 billion coins. I'm only going to get 70. Or I'm going to get 60, depending on which part of the, the wave that ran off on you. So we have to be mindful of that. And I bring that up to say because that is the life of crypto. People say if you put $1,000 in the market, and your portfolio, you wake up and it says $50,000, anybody's going to sell off. That's nothing, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the whales selling off, it's life. But once you understand the process of the whales selling off, you become less intimidated by it. And what do I mean by that? This is what I mean, right? We have currently 100,000 position, million, billion, trillion. Okay, the second biggest holder for the Kuma Inu project has 91. We can round that off. We don't get in all that. I'm just trying to, infer the message. Say 91 trillion coins, right? If you was with Kuma for, a very while, you would understand and you would see, be obvious to you, that there were holders with way more coins than these guys. They sold off. Okay? And by the time they hop back in, they probably missed it. That's life. Okay? That's what happens with all of these projects. When you look at these ranks, a lot of people hold and their rank will go up. Okay, guys? So if he sells off, guess what? This becomes the second biggest wallet. And if it sells off and it runs off on him, how does he catch up to the 75? Okay? You only have a $4 million difference. Yeah. A $4 million difference. So if you sell off, the big whale sells off, say it runs up and he sells off. This thing doubles up. He gets 50 million. He says, I'm done. He sells off and say it keeps running. The 75 million will pass the 90. And by the time the 90 tries to hop back into specs, he either has to come up with extra money out of his pocket, or he's going to have to settle for the third position instead of the second. So it's an exchange of things. And you have to keep aware that many people do not gauge these things. They look at the analysis, they look at the the candlesticks, and and they you have to add that in effect. Common sense, people, thoughts. Okay, this video might be a little because we have to go over Bitcoin. So I'm going to do my analysis, and I'm going to get into a couple articles. I'm going to do my analysis for those who are in a rush. I've been on the road like, God damn, can this guy get to the point? But I'm going to give an overall breakdown because for the long-term investors and the true seekers of life-changing energy, They need that. And once again, I'm not a financial advisor. No, don't offer any financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research before entering anywhere in the crypto space. Okay. So what happens is when that usually occurs, the sell-off, the greed, the thing keeps going up. So you profit your money, and the stock keeps going up. So the diamond hand, 75,000, whatever, million, billion, whatever. He passes you, and he takes the second spot. This is how these coins shrink. This is how your top holders shrink. This is how they gain smaller. Okay. So with that being said, as far as Kuma Inu, we're on a good, still pretty good path with Kuma. I don't really see anything too off. A lot of you entered the space. You're still up, so that's pretty cool. A lot of times, once again, I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I offer any financial advice. Just give you thoughts, ideas, things I've received from the big Kuma, the big Hinas, things of that nature. So this is what we have to look at, right? When we look at these coins and these specs, especially the Kuma, because some people are like, oh my, the Kuma's crashing, the sky is falling. My job and my own due diligence and my personal thoughts is I enter the space. I don't jump on the back of the ball. I jump on the ball before it ever starts running. I'm not into jumping on a moving ball or jumping on a moving train. This is not me here, guys. Okay? Now, would I come at the top and then take, if it comes back down, I'll sit there? Yes, but I'm not going to just jump on a ball with high expectations, not knowing when to crash or when, it's just too much. It's a little stressful, You got to watch the charts consistently, especially when you're on a run-up. When you hop in on a run-up, you have to continuously watch because you're in the middle of a ball run, and that always comes to an end. Then you have your pullback, so you have to keep an eye on that. So that's just too much stress for me. I don't like the mental mind screw I get from that. So I try to always enter a bull before it launches off. Sometimes a bull can appear to look like it's as end of its running. I don't, I might come with another perception like, hold on, this is the bottom here. We're gonna have some, that way when you enter this space, you have your run up, and then you have your sell off, but you're still up, so you don't have the fear and the nostalgia. Because as long as your portfolio is up, you're not gonna have paper hands. You're not gonna have the nostalgia or the fear, like, oh my gosh. So that's what we must keep in mind. So that's what I do. So as far as the Kumas, some people just entered a little late. Some people got in at the 13. Some people might have caught it. Just gauge your time. Look at your market cap. Look at the inception. Look at your, your this dormancy. Look at your sprout. Where you head to. It's a very good project. It's very brand new. So this is why we're here for the Kuma. Okay. With that being said, I'm looking for us to definitely maintain over the 25 as a new support level as far as this, and I'm actually looking to regain our previous support level, which was the 30. That would be great for the time being, but you're currently, for the people that's been with this project, you look at 2 months ago, you're currently up 3,334.2%, guys. So we have to look at that also. Okay, guys. So, with that being said, you had a run up, we entered the spec the 8 to 13. Some of you got in later. It's still a new project, and many more beautiful things to come, and it looks like it's on a slight uptrend. But I'm actually, focused on us finding consolidation after these cryptos finish this. I think we're in a volatile period right now because we're actually not in altcoin season. It's actually in a bull season right now with the main cryptos. Okay, so we're gonna jump into that also. So we're gonna go on to Hina Inu. Hina Inu. And once again, guys, keep in mind how I've mentioned holders. We talked about holders. We talked about the sell-off. You chasing, you get your profit and you sell off. And then you see it still running up. So the greed index hits you. You want to get back in, but the 75 then took your position. Just keep in mind with that whole small thought process right there. Okay? So we jump into Hina Inu. We are down 20.7% Hina family. Now, if you're part of the Hina family, because we're going to cover the Kuma and we're going to cover the Hinas, okay? Y'all super pack. Y'all part of the wolf pack, the wolf cat dog pack, cat dog super pack. So with that being said is this. You got your trading volume, 440, 881, cool. And we have 20.7% down, guys. When it dips, we grab the chips and we eat good. Now, what's going on with this is this, guys. Was it a sell-off? Did people lose faith in Hina? Did they stop believing in Hina? No. Okay, guys, we're actually, in the last 4 months, Hina's up 6,670.7%. thousands. You know, that's almost a 10,000% gain, guys. Okay, so this is be mindful of that. Okay, just keep that in mind. And this project is still brand new, so you know, going up 20,000% is really wouldn't even move this project. Okay, these are two babies that we're covering. We're covering the babies, and we are the first. Again, if you're here for the first time, please hit your like button, hit your notification button, comment Kuma Clan Diamond Hands, Hina Inu Family Diamond Hands, and welcome if you're here for the first time. Hit your like button, notification button once again, and welcome to the Kuma Clan, the first official meme channel covering the cryptos. So 20.7% down. Now, what is going on with that? Did people lose faith in Hina? No, that's not what occurred. Okay, today we had a big sell-off. A whale. Now, was it a muzzle? Now, was it a widespread sell-off? No, because I've seen multiple people sell off. That's letting me know about sentiment. But when you're dealing with such a, baby, you're looking at that. One thing I said, and I stated in my prior videos, expect extreme volatility. Okay, guys? So, if you've been here for a while, you're not really, you're up to date. Like, wow, he did say extreme volatility. Like, So what do I mean by extreme volatility, and why do I expect extreme volatility? Because these markets, these caps, these holders are so low that if the right person looks at it, it changes in a blink of an eye, whether it's up or whether it's down. So we have to be aware of that, okay? New project, new space. It takes a little bit of hype or a little bit of, FUD, and, this thing's going to move very violently until the holders balance out, okay? Kuma's the Hina. You see, as Kuma's hold is growing, you're going to see more stability in these types of things until the major, nostalgia hits people, things of that nature, okay? So the Hina Inu, we had a big sell-off, guys, okay? Sold off, I believe one of the whales sold off. Yes, it did. The whale sold off, guys, okay? And that was for 338 trillion coins. Sorry about that. Yeah. So that was 338 trillion coins sold, guys. Estimating at a value, give or take, 98,000. Okay, so you're looking at a project like that. You're looking at, yeah. We got to look at, as far as trading volume, you taking away 90. That's a look at the market cap. Okay, look at the trading volume, guys. And I'm gonna give y'all the market cap. I don't know why it's still there. We have that actually, but I think it's around 9 million, something like that. But the main thing about that, that's not really important at the second. We will cover that just so people can be informed on that too. The main thing is this. The trading volume, you're looking at 90. You got to look at, okay, let's just round this up to 450, right? And we look at, you take 90 out of 4. You understand what I'm saying? It's too much of a percentage, which will cause this stock to dip, guys, okay? Whales selling out 90,000 in a stock that's only $440,881. It's gonna cause a drop. Okay. Now I say this, we just discussed that's what whales do. You're a big dog in the stock. You're like, oh, I made a nice profit. But what happens is this, guys. When these people re-enter the space, first of all, when you sell off, you lose your position on your holder chart, and you have to keep an eye on it, guys. And then once you lose your position, once you try to re-enter, 9 out of 10 you're not re-entering with the same amount of coins, guys. Now, I say that because, for example, if you look at the holders, for the Hina, this is the Uniswap and the black hole. So we started 3, right? Basically the top wallet minus the, Okay, this top wallet holds, this is 1 quadrillion, 100,000 million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. So the top holder holds over, 1.6 trillion coins. The top holder of Kuma holds what? 100,000 million, billion, 100,000 million, billion, trillion, 91 trillion coins. Okay, and I'm pretty sure these numbers was way higher a couple months ago, guys. So I bring that up to say this. Okay, you got your top holder holding this amount of coins, guys. Okay, When you see things of that nature, and you see these whales start to sell off, these numbers will slowly dwindle. I want you to remember these numbers right here. I want you to remember this video right here. And I want you to look at this video and think about this video 3 years from now, if it ever crosses your mind. And I want you to get right back on Etherscan and click holders and see how these numbers will vary and different. But I'm going to tell you one thing, that we look from looking at these things and how they operate, these numbers will be way smaller. The whales shrink over time as far as what they hold, because they will sell off for the right profit. And when they enter, their coins shrink. They enter back, their coins shrink. They jump out of a stock, it tumbles. They hop in the stock, it goes up. But when they leave these stocks and enter, the coins shrink. So when they come back, their holdings shrink. So that's what happens on that aspect. Okay, that's like, say for example, this Hina triples up. Now this guy has around almost $2 million, and he sells off, and then the Hina keeps rolling on him and doubles up again. When he comes back in, he will no longer hold this position. Kumas. So you have to be aware of that, guys. The guy sold off 338 trillion coins. So that will definitely affect the market. So he basically sold off around this spot, because this is 100,000 million billion trillion. Okay, so he was basically, almost around here between these two guys. Okay, guys, so just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind, guys. Okay. So with that being said, once he sold off, he knocks all of these people up a position. So I'll keep an eye on that. He knocks them up. Whales are very, I got to keep an eye on the whales. They do change markets fast, guys. Okay? So just be aware of that. Be aware, guys. Okay? So that's what's going on with the Hina. One great thing about the Hina is, since this, even though the whales, this community is growing fast, guys. To be honest. They have outpaced Hina. Like, guys, I think last night, this coin has gained another 200, 300 holders in a night. Like, it's just moving. The holders, it's just spreading like a virus. Okay, guys, I looked at this project. It had 12,000 holders. It's spreading crazy. It's moving. At this rate, if it doesn't change the rate it's growing at, honestly, guys, if it does not stop this rate, guys, realistically speaking, it will surpass the holders of Kuma, And that all depends if Kuma doesn't pick up. How long will it consolidate? Days. You see the Kuma going up also. So we have to keep that in mind, okay, as these projects roll along. But we also keep in mind that being that Kuma so far ahead, its compound effect is bigger. So one little buzz is going to grow to 300 follow holders in an hour, 2 hours, things of that nature. So let's keep that in mind, guys, all right? So we're going to jump into Bitcoin. We are in a bull season for the main coins. We had a pullback. We had a little sell-off. It's the 13th of November. We have Thanksgiving coming up, things of that nature. If I noticed about these two coins, though, I haven't noticed yesterday, I'm always be transparent. They're both on a massive uptrend. Okay, guys. Now, as far as Bitcoin, I'm not backtracking, nothing. Now, as far as Bitcoin hitting 100,000, this is my thing on that. I've always discussed, for Bitcoin to hit 100,000, we need some type of great impact. Maybe Tesla's accepting Bitcoin again. Things of that nature. Or we need institutional investments. How do we keep an eye on because honestly, guys, I'm not going to deal with the conspiracy. So I'm not going to go too deep into this game of Thrones, because this is a new technology, and anything new that's spitting out money like this, there's no way that elites is not all over it. But that's a whole nother conversation that has nothing to do with the technical analysis, just common sense. So when I look at these projects, right? We look at Hina, right? 22. We look at the Kuma. We look at the Hina, and we look at where the Kuma is sitting at, and 27. It's just they just floating around each other, even with the big sell-off, like it was a plan in the background or something, who knows. But the thing about the Bitcoin thing is this, guys. Okay, this is what we're gonna jump into, right? Crypto analysis who called Bitcoin bottom predicts major Ethereum surge. Says Binance coin set for a new all-time high, guys. Now, with that being said, cryptocurrency analysis and traders predicting that two of the largest crypto assets by market cap are primed for a rally. The analysis, known as smart contractor, tells his 180,200 Twitter followers that leading smart contract platforms Ethereum is set to break out against Bitcoin ETC. Sorry, I'm just skimming through this. I don't want to, drag y'all on too long. Okay, guys, what's this. Because I read it, pre-read it or whatever, and I just want to go over one thing, just make sure I'm solid on one thing. Okay, guys, this is what's. When you deal with these crypto analysis guys and these traders, these experts, these are guys of stature. They're people, who hold stature in their community. Obviously they're getting mentioned. Their opinion is news, things of that nature. Okay, leading crypto analysis and trader. He's a leading crypto analysis and trader. Okay, people are saying, well, he's a great trader. He knows what he's talking about. I definitely believe he definitely knows what he's talking about. I mean, he is what he's talking about. So if I'm Elon Musk, 9 out of 10, all my friends are bosses. If I'm Donald Trump, all my friends are bosses. If I'm one of the princes and the kings of Dubai, all my friends are bosses. So, I believe when, the way I can see the rally to it, because a lot of these Dogecoin and these Hinas and these Kumas, the reason I know they're going to rally is due to gossip. It's easy. Like, this is a people-backed currency. What is popular? What is in? I knew Shiba was going to rise because that was what is in. Okay, so when I look at these things and I look at a millionaire, if I was a millionaire with all of the friends, I can understand what big project will rally next. Okay, guys, so I will definitely take in great consideration his analysis and opinion because he's a boss and he knows so many other bosses, and all it takes is bosses to move these great projects here, guys. Okay, Bitcoin and Ethereum is going to be moved by the big dogs. A lot of little traders, the little guys, you could try to create your price analysis, but these big, they control that at the end of the day. Their money is long enough to do that. Let me invest $1 billion here, a couple $100 million, So when you got a conglomeration of gossip around the elites and they're talking about, I'm going to get some Ethereum, yeah, you can do whatever you want with it, basically, So for us little guys, us little Kumas and us little Hinas, we can have an understanding of our markets and exactly which direction they're going to go through the people. There's no major, big, unforeseen influence that we are not in understanding of. We're in understanding of normal, average day people. What do the people want? Which direction? That's something we can relate to because that's who we are. Now, when we look at the Bitcoin and Ethereum, if I'm a big millionaire and I got all my friends gossiping, yeah, Bitcoin is it, Bitcoin, the way I'm going to work, yeah, Shiba Inu shit, and I'm going here, and I'm in one state visiting my family in New York, I'm hearing about Shiba Inu, and then I'm in Virginia, and then I'm hearing about Shiba, I'm like, okay, they don't know each other, so this is not a coincidence, this thing is getting popular. So you can see that the ball roll on these projects like this. So if if we're all rich and we're all friends, and then, we're all talking about Bitcoin, it makes the analysis pretty easy after that. So I still don't see it going over the 100K this year. I definitely can see that happening, sometimes next year, maybe spring, things of that nature, early next year, in the next term, okay, because time's ticking. So I can see that coming. I can definitely agree with as far as Ethereum going on a breakout because I don't foresee it. Like I don't, it's not had that. It's haven't had its supreme little, it's time to shine, basically, if you ask me. It hasn't had its time to shine, So it's time to shine. Like that supreme, if you look at the chart, you can see it. Like, it's not had that, guys. You had a nice uptrend. I'm talking about a breakout, a Shiba Inu breakout, things of that nature, Because we look at the time and stuff like this, these things occurred over time. That's just the overall chart, guys. You look at a year, 180 days, things like that. It's like a so steady growth, which is great. That's great for investors, honestly. I like a chart like this, That shows you, like, even if you look at its overall chart, you see how it's not, the line is not straight up. It's like a, because it's overall. So when you start breaking it down, you can see it was a rise. It was a gain, things of that nature, And if you see the difference on a Kuma standpoint, we're looking at a straight line here. So that is what I'm looking for, and I can agree with that. I don't see nothing wrong with Ethereum because it's overdue. Dogecoin's overdue soon. I look at next year. Say by next February, Dogecoin it's overdue now. To say it's gonna have a breakout, it's like, I think the traction has built up for that. Dogecoin is getting promoted across very, very big platforms. I believe it's the next strong. It's very strong. Shiba Inu is currently having all the spotlight. As far as marketing goes and algorithm goes, it's all over the net. All over, they always give you ads for it. I'm like, oh wow, finally. I remember when people ignored Shiba, so it's like getting ads on Webull. I'm just like, wow, that's great. It's amazing. So with that being said, just keep that in mind, guys. Okay, so we have a possible breakout for Ethereum. They say Bitcoin's gonna break out also. I don't see it hitting this all-time high, things of that nature. As far as Ethereum hitting $10,000, I can definitely see that. As far as this year, that's up in the air. That's definitely up in the air. So we have to, keep that in mind, guys. Actually, that's possible if it has the right institutional investments and things of that nature. We're looking at market cap, guys. But to say that is to also keep in knowledge with Bitcoin's market cap, guys. So, I can see it doing some pushing though. It needs to break past this $5,000 mark or things of that nature. I can more like lean towards that 5 to the 6. As far as next year, 10,000, 100, these things become very realistic because we're talking about time. Time is master. Starting January, we got a 12-month countdown. So that's a little, to say that, oh, this coin's going to hit 100,000 this year. It's like, okay, we got 12 months. I can, it wouldn't be nothing wrong with that. You got enough time. Now, this 30, 45 days that people are throwing up in the air, Ethereum at 10,000 and Bitcoin at 100,000 and what, 45, man? Oh, wow. Sell me the sky and the bridge, but I just don't want to buy it, I don't want to buy it because I don't believe that's sellable. I think you kind of doctored that title when you're trying to con me. So that's what I look at with that, guys. So, okay, so keep in mind with the Hina and the Kuma, Kuma's on a great consolidation as far as after the run-up. I haven't seen a major sell-off. I think if people didn't like the project, they wanted to, get in and get out and pump and dump. They did that already. So we have a great consolidation unless a whale decides to, do what the whales do. That'll be the only drop from that point on. Because a lot of times with these currencies, people see them drop. They go, oh my God, it's over. Like, this is one person making that decision. Because these cryptos are still new. They're still growing. Now, Bitcoin is not that easy to just have a sell-off without any significant news, because one person, unless it's the top person, because I believe, let's go double check that too. I'm gonna end this for you guys. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. And just want to check. I haven't checked up on Bitcoin in a while. Like, Bitcoin is definitely out of my league. I believe. If I hit big on these other cryptos, would I secure my money in Bitcoin? Yes, I will. One thing about Bitcoin, so I know about this Ether stand with Bitcoin. I don't know what they got going on with that, but we're not going to worry about that. There's some type of, Yeah, so we look at, Bitcoin is still, and I've read an article about that. The majority of Bitcoin is still held between a couple wallets, realistically speaking. Who are these wallets? I don't know. Does Bitcoin have burns? I believe not. So, and I've been reading articles about that, like it's hold between a couple, but the reason that this will always maintain this, like a guy sell off 5 Bitcoins, he might sell off 50 or 100. The reason I don't see any big major crash coming from that, even though it's, it's because of the popularity, the security. So I wouldn't be concerned about any whales selling off Bitcoin because Bitcoin is no longer being minted and there's no more Bitcoin coming around. So the scarcity of Bitcoin is going to hold the stability where a whale really doesn't want to sell off. He's like, and this is the most popular. This is like the spearhead of the whole crypto movement. So if Bitcoin, even though people say, oh, it's only held between a couple wallets, I don't see any big sell-offs coming from that, because they'll sell off and people are going to buy in with a frenzy. They're going to buy in. So I don't really see any extreme sell-off coming from Bitcoin unless it's some legal news as far as governments, regulation, etc. So I can, keep that in mind, guys. As far as Kuma, the Hina, with the price drop and things of that nature, I see a very strong rally coming eventually with the Hina. As long as these holders increase, guys, I look at this project because this project took off without all these holders. Last time Hina took off, it definitely didn't have nowhere near these holders. Probably was at 11,000, 10,000. So when it takes off again, it's going to destroy its all-time high. Okay. The thing about Kuma, we can say, well, I'm glad you saw. We are Kumas. So with the thing about the Kuma, I'm so secure of that because we're up on that already. It's like what the heck. But for the new people, it's like if you did invest in Kuma, you feel as though you're down. Keep in mind we had a massive burn. The way Shiba went through the burn. That's why I knew Shiba was gonna rise because of the great burn. To me, it was common sense. A guy that donates a large amount of money to Indian COVID, that was like so humanitarian than the burn, and then it drops. What? It was less coins, more scarcity, and then it goes back. And then, it was a rally, and you see what that rally did. It was ridiculous. It made the news. It broke the internet. So as far as Kuma taking it that far, no, of course not. I knew we didn't have that large of a burn, but we had a great burn, almost $1 million. So I'm looking at the next time it does go on its bull run phase, it's going to blow past its all-time high, guys. So if you came in around this point, it's all about diamond hands, hold and don't lose. You hold, you sell, you lose. You never really lose until you sell. You still hold the same amount of coins. It's just the numbers is playing mind tricks on you. Like, oh my God, my coins is value, You're seeing the fluctuation of the value of them. So that's what that's about, guys, okay? So that being said, I'm not going to hold y'all too long. Kuma Klan, Hina Inu, diamond hands. If you're into the Ethereum, keep an eye on that because, I definitely agree with a rally coming from that. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. No, don't offer any financial advice. Just give you thoughts, ideas, types of plays I'm into, things of that nature, guys. And if you're a Kuma fan and a diamond hand Kuma member, yes, I do bring Hina up on this channel. Okay, so if you're on the channel, like, wow, this is a Kuma Klan channel, but Hina's part of our super pack, guys. And I'm not a financial advisor. No, don't offer financial advice. I'm just giving you thoughts, ideas, the types of plays I'm into, things of that nature. I would feel a little hypocritical, guys, to not say nothing about Hina because, as a guy that's giving his thoughts and his ideas and the type of plays he's into, I'm not going, because say if y'all sitting around and you're like, Kuma, and then, I just post, oh, Hina goes to the moon. Oh my God, and then I'm all the way here. People gonna be like, whoa, hold on, guy. You said Kuma. Why you never mention Hina? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm up 5,000%, So it's called transparency, guys. Just because, I don't know, maybe some type of moral thing behind it. But it's called being transparent, Just like I had a friend who said, oh, Doge is dead. And I'll stop talking to him. I ain't talked to him for a while. As a guy I met online, we do a little music thing together, things of that nature. He's like, oh, Doge is dead. And I'm like, I've been rode the wave of Doge and jumped off. That's what that was, guys. And I believe in diamond hands and things of that nature, guys, of course. But we are looking at projects and businesses that are opening up right in front of our faces. Some of these businesses and projects have great potential, guys. Okay? So as a person who entered this crypto space, I went from Doge, then I went to the Shiba, and I did great off of both of them. They both had runs around this year, and I was there for both of them. And it was more of, okay, I went from Doge and I dropped down to Shiba because I was digging. Because you should read these stories, guys. Digging, and then I jumped into the Kuma because I'm digging deeper. Then I get all the way to the bottom at the Hina. Then, it's both. They're part of the same family. So it's like, tomato, whatever. Guys, and a lot of guys that do hit these astronomical levels, which we'll discuss in a separate video as far as crypto millionaires. We're going to discuss a couple of them because these guys don't get in off of these charts here, guys. I know you want to, oh, well, Hina's just here and Kuma's not on Coinbase, it's not on Robinhood. Whenever you see Hina or Kuma on Coinbase and Robinhood, you already missed the ship. 9 out of 10, unless you have a large amount of money to invest, being a millionaire and went out the door. Okay, guys? A lot of these rich crypto guys, they found these coins off of Telegram. I'm just be honest. Telegram. And the reason they never sold out and they maintained diamond hands, Telegram. Why? Because in this Telegram apps, these people are talking directly to the developers and part of the community, so they have consistent communication. So even if it's FUD or whatever's flying, you can get, some type of comfort. Versus the Doge, not the Doge, but the Kuma and the long silence, people wasn't comforted. I gave them comfort. I used common sense. But, so the people who didn't have that comfort, they couldn't tap into that energy and they sold off. So a lot of people that benefited on Sheeb, and I'm going to be honest, they were part of the Telegram movement. By the time Sheeb hit all these other platforms, yes, that's where we purchased them from. But they, they did from Uniswap and things, but they knew about it before us. So Shiba on whatever platform Sheeb is on, they started at the bottom with the sheep. Okay, guys. So we have to realize that, and the reason these guys never sold off because they became part of the community. They, talking to developers. The one guy I was talking to Satoshi. I think he's up $64 million. We're gonna go